On this edition of Kababayan Today, kasama natin si Kat, Alison, Carol, Norma as we discuss relationships. That's all next on Kababayan Today. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si G. Tonji. Thank you for joining us today on Kababayan Today. Now, pag-uusapan natin dahil buwan ng Febrero, it's our love month. We're talking about relationships. And last Tuesday, we talked about courting, the age difference in a relationship, marriage versus live-in, and if there is such a thing as an ideal partner. We didn't have enough time to talk about everything, so we're back together, our women's panel. Let's get to know them. Starting off with Carol Kimbrough. Carol is a professor, Asian American Studies professor. Kasama rin natin si Tita Norma Requierme-Austin, who is a Phil-Am community leader. Kasama natin si Kat Iniba, who is the host of Halo Halo here on LA18. At kasama natin si Alison De La Cruz, isang theater maker. And we are here to talk about tan-ta-ta-tan, money in a relationship. Usapang pera. Importante ba ito? Let's get the conversation started with our women panel. Okay. Carol, importante ba ang pera sa isang relasyon? Oo o hindi?
Oo. And I would qualify that na hindi yun ang pinaka-importante. Pero importanteng pag-usapan ng finances. Kasi it can really impact your relationship kung if you are in debt. You could lose your home, you could lose so many things. So it's important na pag-usapan yon, see how your partner or future partner is with finances.
Okay. Tita Norma, importante ba?
Definitely.
Okay.
Importante because marriage, as far as I'm concerned, is a business.
Huh? Business?
It is a business.
Bakit business?
Bakit hindi business? Hindi ba at the end of the month, makikita mo, kailang makita mo kung saan pumunta ang pera mo. And you have to prepare for your old age. You have to prepare for any eventuality. Halimbawa, nagkasakit yan. Halimbawa, namatay. Halimbawa, iniwanan ka. Those are factors to think about. Paano babayaran ng mortgage mo? Your health care, your children, on and on. Retirement. So, kailangan pag-usapan ng pera. But it's not pag pinag-uusapan. It's how you talk about the money. Always, always, tayo. Paano natin to gagawin? Paano natin to isosolve? And both of you should have a budget. Hindi palibhasa nakikita mo may pera dyan. Hindi. Mag-budget ka.
So, Kat, importante bang...
Oh. I think it's important to talk about money, finances, and what's important to you in spending on, you know? Make sure that you do have money in the bank. Make sure that there's something for you to grow on.
Okay. Yeah. Allison,
Oo.
importante ang pera. Why?
I would ditto what I've heard, and I think that it is really important to talk about money because I think that when you talk about money and finances, you learn that it's not just about money and finances, but it is about what is important, and it is about how you want to spend the things that you have or grow the things that you want.
Okay, so in your perspective, does a man or a woman have to have a lot of money for you to be in a relationship with them? Is there some sort of criteria when it comes to money? Does he have to make X amount? Does he have to have this? Does he have to have a nice car? Does he have to have a job? What is the criteria? I know it's different for everybody. Kat, let's start off with you. What is the criteria in terms of financial stability for a man in order to be able to be in a relationship with you?
I think to me it's not important how much he has in the bank. I mean, it's great if you have money, but it's how you spend the money that you do have. You know, if you're careless with it, that tells me a lot about you.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Allison, what about you?
Ditto. I'm married, so I feel like money wasn't in. Okay, so
Hindi.
it's not. It is important to talk about, but I don't think that there's a criteria in terms of how much money. I think for me, it was always the question of, can you align with what I want to do in the world? Because I work in the arts, I work in culture, and it is not in the side that I work in the nonprofit world. It's not as big as corporate. So
course.
I think there's a conversation about how do we want to use the resources we have, and are you okay with the fact that I made a choice not to go corporate, that I actually made the choice to be nonprofit, to
live in that world,
live in that world, and to
Because-
be an artist. you know?
Yes. Okay. Carol.
I think what's more important to me is knowing how to live within your means. And that's something that I instill in my children. My youngest wanted to go to a private college, and we did the math and couldn't do it. She was mad, but now after graduating, she was happy because she's debt-free. She started with zero. So it's living within your means. You may not have a lot of money, but if you can live with what you have,
Okay.
that's important.
Tita Norma.
Well,
Hindi?
hindi importante ang pera. Hindi importante.
So, hindi dapat mayaman ang isang tao?
Hindi dapat mayaman. And I agree with all of you because it says a lot about the person. When I married my husband, my friends used to tell me, can he at least take you to lunch? Yeah, because he was a simple man, you know.
Okay, so this is what we'll talk about when we return. Pag nag-date kayo, kailangan ba sila magbayad ng una? We'll be right back here on Kababayan Today. Who picks up the